What's up, Devin? How's this pre-draft process going from you? Obviously, at the combine, now you're here. How are things going? Just about a month out.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of emotions in it. You know, it's stressful, it's exciting, it's all the above because you're trying to achieve your dreams. So I'm definitely excited about this process. You know, I'm glad that it's finally over, and now like the physical part is over. Now it's just getting to decision day, and looking forward to that.
You're unique nowadays, where grew up in Lawrence, went to Kansas.
Yeah.
Despite being a big recruit, not a lot of people would have done that. Stuck it out there, had a huge career. What was the experience like playing there and being part of a turnaround in a program like that?
Yeah, I mean, it was special, and there's not a lot of people that can, say that they've built a program from the ground up, right? And so that was my goal, is to, change my hometown program, and it was special to me in many ways, and it taught me a lot of lessons, and definitely a special place.
With that experience, what can you share with NFL teams saying, hey, I've done this at a program like Kansas? What can you bring to the table, obviously beyond on the field?
Yeah, I mean, I've changed cultures, and I've been a part of, immense turnarounds, obviously, not even just in college and high school. I had to do something very similar. And so I'm used to being a leader early. I'm used to all my leadership qualities that I bring to a team. I've been a two-time captain, so all these traits kind of transpire into the NFL. And, and whatever it is, if they have a great culture, I'm just going to add to it. If they have a culture where they feel like they need to fix it, then I'm going to be one of the guys that try to help. And so that's just what I bring off the field.
Watching your tape, one thing that sticks out to me is your vision in between the tackles. Can you just speak to that and how important that is to your game?
Yeah, I mean, I just think for me, it's something that you kind of train. It's almost a feel thing, and you can't really describe what feel is, and it just takes consistent reps. And I just think there's a lot of things that go into being running back, but I think vision is one of the most important, because you could be the fastest guy in the world, but if you're running to the back of your line, it doesn't really matter so much. So you have to be able to be in sync with your O-line, be in sync with receivers down the field. You just have to be in sync with everybody just to understand, hey, this block's supposed to happen here, so you can predetermine, hey, you're supposed to cut here, and just stuff like that. That people don't really think about too much when it comes to playing this position.
Towards the end of the season this past year, you put together a really good stretch. You started to almost peak at the end of the season. Why do you think that was?
I just think that was the team we were supposed to be. I just think early on in the season things weren't clicking, and that's sometimes how football goes. You can have all the expectations in the world, but at the same time you just have to go out there and compete, and you have to, you never know what's going to happen in a football game, so you have to focus on every minute detail. And there was details in our game that were lacking a little bit, and that we weren't able to put teams away or finish games. So I just think we were able to finally click it towards the end and just be the team we were supposed to be all season.
When I watch you kind of remind me of Le'Veon Bell, letting blocks set up and wait for those holes to develop. I don't know if he's someone you model your game after. Who are a couple of backs that you watch, either in the league or used to be in the league, that you're like, yeah, that's my style?
I mean, for me, I don't typically like, I guess, modeling my game after a specific person, because I think each running back has their own specific traits that they're really good at. I just think, I have my own kind of unique style, but I do watch a ton of running backs in the league. Like, I like watching how Joe Mixon press the line of scrimmage and he's able to jump cut and get in the holes. I like watching Christian McCaffrey's route running ability and, how he's able to stretch on wide zone. There's so many things that I like watching, and, try to see what makes them better, and then try to emulate that in drill work, and just to make my game better, add on top of that. So that's kind of my mindset when it comes to that.
What feedback are you getting from teams in terms of things you can work on as you get ready to join a team?
I mean, a lot of teams aren't necessarily telling me what I need to work on. I think a lot of teams like my versatility, and they love what I bring off the field as well. I think one thing, I mean, obviously, I know, my top end's not on the higher end of this class, but my production speaks for itself. There's a reason why I've had chunk plays in my career, because I have a good burst, I have good acceleration, and I know how to set up blocks, and I know how to use my leverage, I know how to make guys miss. So I think teams fall in love with that, because at the end of the day, that's more important than running in a straight line, which you rarely do in the NFL. So
I love how when I asked the question, you answered from a team perspective. I think that speaks to the type of person you are. But from an individual perspective, you put up 3 great games down the stretch.
Yeah.
Why do you think you were able to be so fresh? I mean, in the NFL, running the ball in the playoffs is big, and teams run the ball in the playoffs. What do you think that speaks to how you prepare as a player and who you are?
That's just who I am. I prepare. Not only that, I take care of my body. I spend hours on my body. You have to. You have no choice, right? And then not only that, the film study that I do, I break down defense. That's why it always looks like I'm a step ahead, because I break down the defense and I understand what they're doing before they do it. And then understanding, maybe, hey, this guy's in this alignment. Okay, this is probably going to happen, when you're learning blitz recognition and stuff like that, just staying ahead. And just so there's so many important aspects that goes into this game. So this will allow you to play a little bit faster, because you never know when the bullets are flying. But if you're able to have that small little instinct, then, maybe you play a little bit faster.
Is there a play, a moment, a drive that you think best paints the picture from your career of who you are as a football player?
I mean, I would probably say that fourth quarter drive against Colorado. I mean, I had like 8 straight runs, and it was all different types of runs, and I think it just speaks to who I am. Just being patient, making guys miss, and running different schemes, and getting downhill, being physical, and then showing a little pass pro at the same time. Like just being able to do it all and not have to come off the field.
And go ahead.
How satisfying was it to beat those teams and kind of throw a wrench into the Big 12's plans of getting 2 teams in the playoffs after the start that you guys had?
I mean, it's actually funny because a lot of people ask me that, but like from at least my perspective, and I know the team, we weren't ever looking to, hey, let's knock these guys out the playoffs, right? To us, it was like, let's just win and let's do what we know we can do. And let's prepare that way. Like, we didn't go into the week like this team's better than us with anybody. We thought we were beating every team, and, it come down to the 3-minute drill, 4-minute drill. We weren't able to finish games. That's on us. But at the end of the day, we still feel like we're the best team in the conference, in the country. That's how we play. We play with that swagger. And it finally just all clicked together from offensive standpoint to a special team standpoint to a defense standpoint. And so that's what kind of allowed us to, perform the way we did at the end, is just never losing that belief in ourselves.
There's a lot of talk about this being a deep running back class.
Yeah.
Some call it the best running back class of all time. What have you wanted to leave teams with the impression of who you are and how you stick out and stack up around the besties?
Yeah, I mean, literally, like I've said, just showing my versatility. I think, on my film, you can see the versatility. It stands out, and just me being able to do a lot of different things, and having the hand-eye coordination, having soft hands, running out routes, running in different schemes, and just being versatile in that aspect. I think that's something that the NFL looks at, and they want that, they crave that. They want a running back that's very versatile, that can do a lot of different things and not have to give 30, 40 times a game, so they can keep them fresh and be able to rotate their guys as well. So I just think that's something that keeps me up towards the top of the running back class. And I think, like I said before, I think my production stands out, and I've been a 4-year starter for a reason. And so I just think that kind of goes along of how I think about myself as a running back.
Go one more here. What's your favorite route to run as a running back?
I would say the option route for sure. You stepping on the linebacker's toes and basically making him wrong no matter what he does. I just think that's something that kills in the NFL, and they use it a lot. So,
what are you most proud of about your game?
Oh, that's a unique question. I would probably say just the fact that I've made myself this crafty creative as a runner. Like I said before, I'm an explosive athlete, but I'm not the top end fastest, right? So being able to get out those chunk plays because I make guys miss, and being able to use my vision and using my burst and stuff like that to create those plays, and I just think being prepared too, I'm really proud of, each and every game, and just the film study that I do and stuff like that goes into the game just allow me to play faster. I think that is my calling card, I guess, and that's what's going to help me, stay in the league, obviously, God willing, stay in the league longer and just being on teams and winning. So,
last one for me, is there a teammate you played with this year that's going through the NFL draft process, or somebody next year that maybe you don't think is getting enough love, or a guy that we're going to spend a lot of time talking about next year?
Jalen. I just think he's been through hell and back, obviously, and you don't wish that type of things on anything. It's something you, quite frankly, can't control, right? But, going into the season last year, he wasn't able to put his best foot forward because he didn't spend a lot of time with us because he was hurt. And so now he's healthy. He's getting back to the groove of things, and I think everything that's ahead of him is right there. I think he can be a Heisman guy. I've seen him do some special things, and I just want him to get the love that he deserves and that he's going to go out and get this year.
We appreciate it, man.
Sure.